YouTube, it's Brad here, and this is going to be the first episode of our Ritual Beast guide. So this is the second archetype we've done. We did an infernoid series. If you haven't watched that, you can go check that out. And I'm going to go ahead and cover the monsters, their support, archetype support, and their boss monsters, and all the effects. So I'm going to get into it. So this archetype is made up of all wind monsters, and then there's the Ritual Beast Tamers, which have effects to get out spiritual beasts, And combined, these two can be used to make the fusion boss monsters. So I'm going to go over the Ritual Beast Tamer effects first, and I'll start with the level 1, which is Ritual Beast Tamer Lara. So Lara is 100 attack, 2000 defense, level 1. All the Tamers are psychic wind monsters, and this is her effect. So if this card is normal summon, you can target one Ritual Beast monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So this card, along with the others, are only able to be special summoned once per turn. So all of the Tamers and all the spiritual beasts can only be special summoned once during the turn. They can be normal summoned as many times as you want, but special summon only once per turn. The next Tamer is going to be Ritual Beast Tamer Elder. So this is going to be 200 attack, 1000 defense, level 2. So he has the condition after he is normal summoned, you're able to normal summon one Ritual Beast monster in addition to your normal summon, which was him, during the main phase of this turn. So, like Lara, he's also great at getting out a Spiritual Beast, so you can go ahead and make your plays with boss monsters. The next one is the level 3, Ritual Beast Tamer Wen, 1500 attack, 1000 defense. And if this card is normal summon, you can target one of your banished Ritual Beast monsters, special summon it. So, with these three alone, you have all Ritual Beast monsters that have been part of the game able to be brought out to the field. So one from the graveyard, one from the banished, and one from your hand. The next one that is used, there's two Zephyr monsters, but only one is used, is this Ritual Beast Tamer Zephyr. I want to say, I don't even know how to say it. It's Plika, Zephyr Plika or something. But when it's normal summoned, you can go ahead and bring out a Ritual Beast monster from your graveyard. And like the other Tamers, he's only to be special summoned once per turn. So as you can see, the Tamers are great at getting out these spiritual beasts. Now I'm going to go over the spiritual beasts before I tell you what you do with both of them on the field. So the first one I want to go over is Spiritual Beast, Kanahawk. So all the spiritual beasts are level 4 winds, and then they each have their unique type. So Kanahawk is a thunder with 1400 attack, 600 defense, and once per turn you can banish one Ritual Beast card from your deck, face up, and during the second standby phase after you activate this effect, you can add that card to your hand. So, like the Tamers, each spiritual beast can only be special summoned once during the turn. That's important when you're thinking out your plays and doing combos. The next one I want to cover is going to be Spiritual Beast Pelio. Pelio is a Pyro with 1800 attack, 200 defense. And once per turn during either player's turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast card from your graveyard. Then, for the rest of this turn, Ritual Beast monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. So, Pelio is the only one that can use this effect on both your opponent's turn and your own turn. And also, it does directly affect the damage in attack, so you can actually activate this in the damage step to try to avoid some effect negation like Fiendish Chain. Besides that, he's great for getting over monsters, and yeah, I'll go into the next one. This is Ritual Beast Petalfin. This is the Aqua with 0 attack, 2000 defense. Once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast card from your hand to target one card your opponent controls and return that target to the hand. So this is situationally good for removal. Unfortunately, it's not good at removing Iron Wall, which is a card that really hurts this deck because you do have to banish the card from your hand. But I'll get into some of the problems with the deck later. Then there's one more Spiritual Beast to cover, and that is Spiritual Beast Rampengu, who's a beast with 1600 attack and 400 defense. So once per turn, you can banish one Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck, and then you can send one Ritual Beast monster with the same type of that monster that was banished to the graveyard. So you can banish any of the ones from your extra deck, and that will allow you to send any of these 3, or you can banish the ultimate one, which I'll go into later, and then send a Tamer. Something kind of unique about this is all the spiritual beasts have their attack and defense combined to 2,000. Just a little thing I thought I would point out. It's kind of cool. But all level 4, all unique types, and then all wins. So now I'm going into what you do once you have the Tamer that brings back one of the spiritual beasts. So you can banish one Tamer and one spiritual beast to summon any of these 3 monsters from your extra deck. They do not need any cards like Polymerization or anything. They're inherent summons that just can only be summoned by their own effect and by one of the spell cards that they have for their support set. But this is what makes the deck really strong. Because they can use any of these generically to make themselves, they can switch from being offensive to being defensive very fast. And I'm going to go into their effects now. So, probably the most important in setting up some combos is Ritual Beast Ulti Kanahawk. So this is the Thunder, just like Kanahawk, and it is 1400 attack, 1600 defense. So all of the fusions have the generic effect that you can return them to the extra deck to target 2 of your banished cards, one of them being a Spiritual Beast and one of them being a Ritual Beast Tamer, and you can special summon them in defense mode. For his unique effect, he is able to target 2 of your banished Ritual Beast cards, return them to the graveyard, then add a Ritual Beast card from your deck to your hand. So he's the searcher of the deck. Kind of sad that they didn't get a normal summon searcher, but this is easily done if you use the Tamers and the Beasts correctly. And the next one is kind of the offensive one. And this is Ulti Petalfin, which is unable to be destroyed by card effects. So this is the Aqua, and it's 200 attack, 2800 defense. So this is very, very good at walling your opponent. It can be run over by some cards, but it has to have more than 2800 attack, which is kind of rare. There's infernoids, and then there's like towers and stuff like that. But this is pretty much the defensive play. Very, very strong if you need to play defensive. Then there's the kind of hard hitter, I'd say, which is Gaia Pelio. And he is unable to be affected by other card effects when he declares an attack. So he's the Pyro with 2600 attack and 400 defense. So something unique about these as well. All their attack and defense add up to 3000, and just something kind of cool with that. So one of the strong things about this deck is their versatility. So if I make this guy and I attack, later I will be able to return him to the extra deck, bring out a Tamer and a Beast, and then I can banish them again to make something like the defensive one. So that play is able to switch you from being offensive to defensive in the same turn, so without even like slowing down your momentum. The last monster to cover is Ritual Beast Ulti Gaia Pelio, and it is not very similar to the other fusions, so don't apply anything that you applied to these 3 to this one. So he is 3200 attack and 2100 defense, so very large monster. He is a psychic, so he is able to be sent with Rampengu to send a Tamer from your deck. But I'll get into some of the uses of him later on. The effect of him is during either player's turn, you can go ahead and banish one Ritual Beast from your hand to negate the activation of a spell, trap, or a monster effect. And then if you negate it, you can destroy it. So this is like the ultimate boss monster. It negates pretty much anything except for spell effects that are already on the field, like if they had a scout on the field, for instance. He's also the biggest monster of the deck, so he has a lot of uses. But he has a different summoning condition than the rest of the fusions. He has to be made using a Ritual Beast Ulti monster, so one of the fusions, and then a Ritual Beast Tamer, as well as a Spiritual Beast. So he is definitely harder to summon. If you're looking at it in sense of just the monsters you're using, it's pretty much going to be 2 Spiritual Beast Tamers and 2 Spiritual Beast monsters. But that pretty much covers the monsters. He doesn't also share the effect of the other fusions to return to Special 2, but still really, really good, powerful card. Now there's a few things I need to cover with the spell and trap support, and they have one spell, is a quick play spell, Ritual Beast Bond. You can banish 2 Ritual Beast monsters you control for cost, then special summon 1 Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So, Ritual Beast Bond is great at making OTKs. You can go ahead and attack with one of your, let's say you go ahead and attack with Gaia Pelio. You can use this effect to defuse, bring out 2 monsters, and then go ahead and banish them again to make either him again, or you can go ahead and make their biggest guy, which this is the easiest way to summon their ulti Gaia Pelio. Now, there's 2 trap cards. The first one being Ritual Beast Steeds. So if you control a Ritual Beast monster, destroy monsters on the field up to the number of Ritual Beast monsters you currently control. So the requirement to activate is only that you control 1 Ritual Beast monster at least, and then it checks for the amount that you can destroy at the end, and it does not target. So if the amount that you have changes, it will destroy based on the amount when it is resolving. So this is great at getting around cards that can't be targeted or just simply too big for you to get over easily. And it's great disruptor. It can disrupt your opponent's plays very easily. And there's one more trap, and that's going to be Ritual Beast Ambush. So, like Steeds is a regular trap, you can target 1 Ritual Beast Tamer and 1 of your Spiritual Beast monsters that are banished and or in your graveyard. So they can be in either, or they can both be in the same one. And then you can special summon them in defense mode. Then after you activate this, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for Spiritual Beast monsters. So this card is really great because it's a trap card. If it was a spell, I probably wouldn't think it would be as good. But since this is a trap, you're going to be able to take advantage of your monsters because they can only all be special summoned once per turn. So you can take advantage of that special summon on your opponent's turn. And I forgot to add, you can only activate 1 ambush per turn, but you can activate as many of the other spell traps as you want in a turn. So that pretty much covers the basics of all these. We'll go into more depth what they are used for, not just their actual effect. And the next video we're going to have on this is non-archetype based support and cards that have synergy with the deck. And I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you later.